Hi, so in this video, I'm going to have a look at Microsoft Forms. It works very similar to Google Forms if you've used that before, and we can use this to make all sorts of things. And one of the really nice things about Microsoft Forms is it now has this functionality to allow you to add scores to questions and to give students feedback when they finish something. So it's really nice for making quizzes, allowing you to collect feedback or for students to give feedback on each other, and also to make worksheets that students can fill in, submit, and then you can provide feedback on. Let's have a look at the program. So when you go on Microsoft Forms, you'll see any forms that you've made, and you can also see any forms that have been shared with you. And it gives you the option here to make either a new form or a new quiz. So here the quiz option allows you to add points or scores to different questions, and it also has that feedback functionality. So we'll have a look at both of these in this video. So if we start with just the simple form, here's one here that I'd made for collecting peer feedback after a group task. So if we have a look at what the preview of that form looks like first of all. So when this is sent to the students, I've designed this so that they can choose the name of their peer from this drop-down menu that they're commenting on. They've then got a table that I want them to fill in, scoring the student against each of these different comments. And here they have to select just one thing in each line. And then we've also got some nice open free text comment boxes for the students to type their answers in and then to click next or submit. So we'll just show you how we built each of those different bits on here. So if we go back, what we've got here then is I've put the title in for the sheet at the top. And then in this one, because I want the students to make comments on multiple students, I've actually built it with several sections. Okay, so let's have a look then what we've got. So there's lots of different questions and lots of different ways you can make things on forms. It's about picking the right one for what you want the person on the other end to fill in. So here I wanted a drop-down box, a table, and space for free comments. So if we go to the bottom of the form, we can look at how we put each of those in. So at the very bottom, I've got this Add New button, and that allows me to add in my next thing that I want. So if I want you can have a choice, a multiple choice question, you can have a box to write some text in, you can have a rating, you can put the date in if it needs a date on the form. And if you press this little more arrow, it gives you some more options. So a ranking, which allows you to rank statements, the like it, which gives us the table that I was using earlier, and then there's various other little bits you can put in here. So for the drop down, that's a choice, and when you click this here, these three little dots give you more settings for that choice question. So that's where you can decide if it's going to be a drop-down menu, have some shuffle options, or this really nice function that comes in with Microsoft Forms where you can add branching. So depending on what somebody chooses as the answer to this question, it might load a different set of questions. So that allows you to have a sort of either or option on the forms here. But for this one, all we wanted was a drop-down menu. So you've got your question in here that you put, so for this one, select student. And for each of these options, you'd then put the student's name in, and you can have those going down there. Okay. So then for my next question, I wanted that table. So that's under here, that's a like it style because we've got things being ranked across two settings. So along the top we've got one option, and on the side we've got a statement. You can put whatever the question is, whatever you want somebody to respond to, into the title box here, and then you can decide what each of these options are going to be. So for example, we can have strongly agree down to strongly disagree, whatever you want the different options to be along the top. If you don't want that many options, you can click on them and bin them. So you could have one here where I've just got 3 options if I wanted. Okay. Same with the statements, you can put what you want in here. And again, you can keep adding these to the size that you want the table to be. At any point you can require these questions. So here the required is on, which means they won't be able to move on to the next step unless they filled in that bit. And then that last one, we just wanted a free text box. So you choose text, pop your question in, and then either have it as a short answer, or if we turn here, it'll be a longer answer. It'll give a paragraph style box to add in. Okay. So it's really simple. You can just keep adding in the questions that you want. If you want multiple pages or multiple sections in something, then you select add new, the little more question, and choose to put a second section in, or a third section, whichever one you're on, and that section will have a new title. Okay. So that's basically how to make a very simple form where you've got questions, you want people to fill things in, and as I said, very similar to Google Forms. When you're finished, so you can click share, and you can either choose who is responding, so someone with a direct link or anyone in the organization, and you can decide how you're going to distribute it, so copying the link, sending it out on an email, or embedding the code into something. So that's a basic form. The difference here then, if you wanted to make a quiz, if we have a look at this one. So I've made this quiz for students to fill in when they finish the blood cells practical, which is a SWAY presentation about. And if we just have a look at what that looks like for the students, they get a series of questions. It says how many points you've attributed to that, and you can have pictures. You can have different styles of options. So here I want them to click one of these and choose which cell it is they think it is. Here I want them to determine the blood type and actually type their answer in. You could have some rankings. So here the students need to drag and drop these statements into the order that they think matches the order that these cell pictures are in. There's another one where I want a text answer. You can have also answers where more than one thing is right. So here, they can select multiple choices for the antibodies that they would find in the serum. When they've filled everything in, so I just put some random answers in, and then I can submit it. And then I can view my results, and it will tell me what I've got right. And it'll say anything that you've put in as the feedback. So here I'd put in an explanation about why that was the right answer. Anything that's wrong, it'll tell the students the correct answer if you've put it in, and any feedback you've attached to that. And you can see there what you've got right and wrong. So how did we make this? If we have a look at the back end of this one as well, it's exactly the same way you put it together. So each of these questions is something that I've added in. We go at the bottom and add new. And again, we've got those same options that we had before with the other form. So the ranking, Likert, the ratings, text, multiple choice. So you just click on the one you want, put your question in. You can change the sort of options. So here, this one, it defaults to just adding one option being correct. You could change that to a maths puzzle, a drop down, or multiple answers being correct. When you hover over your answer here, you'll notice that a little tick and a speech bubble appear. So the tick allows you to tell the system which one the correct answer is, and there could be multiple correct answers. So the speech bubble, that gives you a little drop-down box here, and this you can put your message in for anyone who chooses that answer. So if this was incorrect, you might want to explain why it's incorrect, or similarly if it was the correct answer. You can also assign as many points as you want to each question, which will come up to the total. If you wanted to add an image in to your question, you can do that as well. So when I'm making the question, you can see this little panel here. That will allow me to put an image in. So you can have a video for them to watch and answer a question on, or you could stick an image in there. When you're done, obviously you can share it however you want. You can embed it into something, so you could put it at the end of a SWAY or embed it into something else. And as the owner of this quiz, you can view the responses from different people. So it will collate them all together in these nice charts and show you how many people chose different answers. You can also have a look at this in Excel, and that will generate you an Excel spreadsheet which will show you every individual submission and the responses that they put in. Okay. And that's it. It's really nice and simple. You can use it for a multitude of different things that you want. As people are filling it in, you can see these responses coming in real time as well. So it's very quick and responsive. I hope that helps.